Once you find a marketing campaign that works, the next challenge is not coming up with something new. It is knowing how to scale it. Many restaurants put a lot of effort into creating campaigns. They test ideas, run promotions, and send messages. Sometimes something works. It drives orders, it brings in customers, it performs better than expected. But then they move on. Welcome back to Table Talk with CafeFuel. I'm your host, Brian Devine, and today we're breaking down how restaurants can scale what is already working and turn successful campaigns into consistent growth systems. Let's start with a simple idea. Scaling marketing does not mean doing more random campaigns. It means expanding what has already proven to work. Instead of constantly starting from scratch, you take a successful campaign and build on it. You repeat it, you refine it, you expand it, and over time, it becomes part of a system. This matters because consistency drives results. One successful campaign can generate a short-term lift, but a repeatable system creates long-term growth. However, many restaurants do not scale effectively. One reason is always chasing new ideas. There is a tendency to think the next campaign has to be completely different, but that often leads to inconsistency. Another issue is lack of documentation. A campaign performs well, but no one records why. What was the message? What was the timing? Which audience responded? Without that information, it is difficult to repeat success. There is also a lack of systems. Even when something works, there is no process for repeating it, so the result is lost over time. And sometimes there is hesitation, a concern that repeating a campaign may not work again, or that customers will lose interest. But in reality, most customers are not seeing every campaign, and repetition, when done correctly, reinforces results. This is where AI can help. AI makes it easier to identify which campaigns are performing well. Instead of guessing, you can see which campaigns are driving orders, engagement, and revenue. Once a strong campaign is identified, AI can help break down what made it work. Was it the message, the timing, the offer, the audience? These elements can then be reused. AI also helps with segment expansion. If a campaign performs well with one group of customers, it can be tested with similar groups. Automation also plays a role. Once a campaign structure is proven, it can be repeated without requiring the same level of manual effort each time. And consistency becomes easier to maintain, which is one of the most important parts of scaling. So, what should restaurants scale first? Start with high-performing promotions? If a specific offer drove strong results, it is worth repeating. Next, look at messaging. Certain subject lines, captions, or calls to action may perform better than others. Those can be reused and adapted. Campaign types are another area. If email campaigns perform well, continue using them. If SMS drives faster responses, expand that channel. Customer segments also matter. If a certain group responds well, focus more effort there. And timing is important. If a campaign performs well at a specific time or day, use that insight. Now let's walk through a simple scaling process. Step 1, identify a winning campaign. Look at your data and find a campaign that performed well. Step 2, break down why it worked. Was it the offer, the message, the audience, the timing? Step 3, replicate the core elements. Keep the parts that worked. Do not change everything at once. Step 4, expand. Test the campaign with a new audience or through a different channel. And step 5, monitor performance. Scaling does not mean ignoring results. You still need to track and adjust. There are also a few mistakes to avoid. One is scaling too quickly. If a campaign has only been tested once, it may not be fully validated. Another is ignoring context. A campaign that works for one group may need adjustments for another. Changing too much is another issue. If you alter all elements at once, you lose what made the campaign effective. And finally, not tracking results. Scaling should still be guided by data. So let's recap. Scaling is about taking what works and doing more of it, not randomly, but through a structured process. AI helps by identifying successful campaigns, breaking down key elements, and supporting expansion through automation and consistency. And over time, this turns individual wins into reliable systems. Here are your 3 action steps. Step 1, identify one campaign that has performed well recently. Step 2, break down the elements that contributed to its success. Step 3, download CafeFuel's free restaurant social media AI starter kit at https://cafefuel.rocks, social kit, to access tools and templates that support scaling and systemizing marketing campaigns. Growth is not always about doing something new. It is often about doing what works more consistently and more effectively. Thanks for tuning in to Table Talk with CafeFuel. I'm Brian Devine, and until next time, stay consistent, stay strategic, and keep scaling what works.